Today we'll be teaching you how to make some delicious Italian meatballs, and in doing so, develop an understanding of how moisture loss occurs during the cooking process. We'll be measuring the water loss in the meatballs as fat vaporizes at a higher temperature. After rummaging through countless recipes, we found the optimal recipe to make the most delicious meatballs. Let's begin.
For this recipe, we will be using 1/2 of a large onion. Onions are approximately 89% water by mass. Be careful when dicing your onions.
For this recipe, we use 0.83 pounds of pork, which is 58% water by mass. We also use 1.81 pounds of beef, which is 53% water by mass. Be sure to mix well for homogeneity.
Next, we'll make soft but not soggy bread by letting the brioche soak in milk. This slice of bread is 55% water by mass. Now, take the diced onions and add 2 tablespoons of garlic before browning in butter on low heat. Now we'll add the onions and garlic to the pan to brown them. Fun fact, onions brown because of the Maillard reaction. This is a reaction between amino acids and reducing sugars, giving browned foods their distinctive taste. Yum! Mix in these ingredients including dried parsley, Parmesan cheese, a single beaten egg, salt, pepper, the browned onions and garlic, and pieces of the soaked bread while mixing. Garlic is 70% water by mass, parsley is 6%, Parmesan is 30%, and the egg is 74% water by mass. Remember to mix well. We'll be operating under the assumption that this is a homogeneous mixture for modeling the mass transfer dynamics within the meatballs. However, this will likely cause some deviation from the theoretical results. But first, a taste test. Joseph approves. Let's move on.
Rubbing flour on your hands using the meatball mixture, take a handful and roll it into a sphere. Finish off the whole batch, keeping them approximately equal in size. While not perfectly spherical, they are approximated as such, and spherical coordinates will be used to model the moisture transfer through the meatball during cooking. 26 meatballs were made. Next, these meatballs are weighed individually before frying, and an average meatball mass is taken for our calculations. The meatballs are now pan-fried in olive oil. In the pan, the meatballs are in direct contact with the heat, and again undergo a Maillard reaction, developing a crust as moisture leaves the meat. Set the heat to high and make sure to flip the meatballs to ensure an even crust on all sides. After frying, place the meatballs on another plate. The meatballs are patted dry using paper towels and weighed before baking. There is a loss of mass after frying, indicating moisture loss from frying.
Now it's time to finish cooking the meatballs. Place the meatballs on a baking pan covered with aluminum. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and place the meatballs inside. Set the timer for 12 minutes. The high oven temperature and air velocity cause moisture loss to be greater at the surface, so a thick crust forms quickly while baking. After 12 minutes, the meatballs are taken out of the oven. Remember to use proper PPE. They are then weighed for the last time. And voila! These delicious yet purposefully dry meatballs are done. The meatballs can be eaten as is or mixed with pasta and tomato sauce for a full meal. Now, watch us make spaghetti in the background as we explain the mass transfer principles that apply to these meatballs.
We will be using Gurney-Laurie charts to determine the diffusivity of water through the meatball. These charts can be used for one-dimensional problems with geometric symmetry. The BO number is KL over DAB and gives the ratio of internal to external mass transfer. We are able to use an assumption that the BO number is equal to infinity because the water can be assumed to evaporate immediately as it comes out of the meatball. Using the Gurney-Laurie charts, we will be able to find the dimensionless concentration as a function of xd and the Biot number, where xd is found by the equation dt over r squared, with t equal to time, d as the solvent diffusivity, and r as the radius. We will instead be using the dimensionless concentration and the Biot number to find xd, which will allow us to determine the diffusivity.
After using the Gurney-Laurie charts, we determined that the frying diffusivity was 3.3 times 10 to the negative 4 centimeters squared per second. The baking diffusivity was 1.7 times 10 to the negative 4 centimeters squared per second. This makes sense because during frying, the meatball is in more direct contact with the heat source, and the water will more readily leave the meatballs.
For improvements in future experiments, though fat was neglected in this tutorial, we can account for the fat loss and refrain from using oil to cook the meatballs. For deeper analysis, we can also measure the moisture transfer as a function of radius as well. Thanks for watching! Happy meatballing!
David, how are the meatballs?